The One-Page Marketing Plan. Get New Customers, Make More Money, and Stand Out from the Crowd by Allan Dib. Picture this. It's a cold January morning in a bustling subway station. Amid the rush of commuters hurrying to work, a man in ordinary clothes stands with a violin, playing his heart out. His case lies open at his feet, collecting spare change. After an hour of pouring his soul into the most exquisite classical pieces ever composed, he counts his earnings. $32. Here's the twist. That same musician is Joshua Bell, one of the world's finest violinists. The instrument in his hands? A Stradivarius from 1713, worth over $3.5 million. Just days earlier, he'd performed in a grand Boston concert hall where people paid hundreds of dollars per ticket. That night, he earned over $1,000 per minute. Same person, same priceless violin, same breathtaking music, but completely different results. What changed? It wasn't his talent or his instrument. It was something far more powerful. Positioning. How he was presented to the world made all the difference. And that brings us to what we're exploring today. We're diving into the One-Page Marketing Plan by entrepreneur Allan Dib. This isn't another dry business textbook gathering dust on a shelf. It's a roadmap that's become a quiet phenomenon, an Amazon bestseller helping thousands of overwhelmed small business owners find absolute clarity. Why has it resonated so deeply? Because Allan Dib understands something crucial. Most businesses don't fail because their product is terrible. They fail because their marketing is broken. They're shooting arrows blindfolded into dense fog, just hoping to hit something. But what if you could trade that bow and arrow for a laser-guided system? What if a single sheet of paper could become your blueprint for attracting customers, making more money, and standing out from everyone else? That's the bold promise here, and it's what I'm offering you today. Over the next hour, we'll unpack this brilliant system. You'll discover why trying to appeal to everyone guarantees failure, how to craft messages that make your ideal customers feel truly understood, and why the real profit isn't just in acquiring customers, but in creating lifelong fans. Whether you're dreaming of starting your own business someday or simply curious about how buying and selling really works, stick with me. The lessons in this book go beyond business. They're about understanding people, creating genuine value, and building something that truly matters. Let's start with a simple, perhaps uncomfortable truth. The legendary salesman Zig Ziglar once said, "Money isn't everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen." And as Allan Dib points out, nothing kills a business faster than running out of that oxygen. So many people start businesses fueled by passion. Bakers love to bake. Mechanics love fixing cars. Writers love to write. They're what Michael Gerber in his classic book The E-Myth calls the technician. They're brilliant at their craft. Then one day, they have what Gerber calls an entrepreneurial seizure. They think, "I'm amazing at this. Why work for someone else? I'll start my own business." This is the first major mistake. Being a master baker doesn't automatically make you skilled at the business of selling bread. You go from employee to boss, and suddenly you're not just a baker anymore. You're a bookkeeper, manager, janitor, and most importantly, a marketer. That last role, where most people lack skill, is what causes businesses to slowly suffocate. This book is essentially a manual for becoming a marketer. But not the stereotype you might imagine, not the slick advertising executive with million-dollar budgets. It's about a specific, powerful, smarter approach called direct response marketing. To understand the difference, Allan Dib shares a wonderful story. Imagine a circus is coming to town. If you paint a sign saying, "Circus coming to the showground Saturday," that's advertising. If you put that sign on an elephant's back and walk it through town, that's promotion. If the elephant tramples through the mayor's flower bed and the newspaper covers it, that's publicity. If you get the mayor to laugh about it, that's public relations. If citizens come to the circus and you show them all the attractions and how to have a great time, that's sales. But if you plan the entire thing from start to finish, that's marketing. Marketing is the grand strategy. Everything else, the ads, promotions, social media posts, those are just tactics. Here's the second giant mistake small businesses make. They look at massive, successful companies like Coca-Cola, Nike, or Apple and try copying their marketing. This, Allan says, is the fastest way to fail. Why? 2 simple reasons. First, large companies have completely different agendas. Their marketing priorities include pleasing board directors, winning creative awards, and satisfying shareholders. Making profit is on the list, but often way down. For small business owners, what's priority number 1? Making a profit, period. Second, and this is crucial, large companies have vastly different budgets. They practice what's called mass marketing, or branding. The idea is spending millions to saturate airwaves and billboards so their brand stays top of mind. It's a war of attrition that works with atomic bomb-sized budgets. For small businesses with tiny marketing budgets, trying this game is like adding a drop of water to the ocean. It's completely wasted and ineffective. So what's the alternative? This is where the magic begins. The answer is direct response marketing. This isn't about getting your name out there. It's about getting immediate, measurable responses from specific people. It's about transforming marketing from a gamble into a predictable system, like turning a slot machine into a vending machine. You put $1 in and know you're getting more than $1 out. Direct response marketing has key characteristics. It's trackable. You always know which ad brought which customer. It's measurable. You can calculate exact return on investment. It targets specific audiences with specific offers. It's not for everyone. And most importantly, it demands response. It has clear calls to action, compelling prospects to act right now. This entire philosophy distills into one elegant tool, the one-page marketing plan. It's a canvas with 9 simple squares, divided into 3 acts, like a great movie. These are the before, during, and after phases of a customer's journey with your business. Let's walk through this journey together. Act 1. The before phase, the prospect. In the before phase, you're dealing with prospects, people who mostly don't know you exist. This act's goal is making them aware of who you are and getting them to raise their hands in interest. This phase covers the first 3 squares. Square 1, my target market. The most common marketing mistake is trying to sell to everyone. In reality, that means selling to no one. Imagine you have a 100-watt light bulb that lights up a room. Take that same 100 watts and focus it into a laser, and it cuts through steel. Same energy, dramatically different results. The difference? Focus. That's the power of choosing a niche, a tightly defined market portion. Instead of being a general photographer, specialize in weddings. Go deeper. Specialize in outdoor weddings in a specific area. Now your message becomes incredibly relevant to a very specific group. An ad speaking directly to brides planning outdoor weddings grabs their attention far more than generic ads listing dozens of services. When you specialize, you become a big fish in a small pond. Something magical happens. Price becomes irrelevant. If you're having a heart attack, do you want a general doctor or a heart specialist? You'd choose the specialist without thinking twice about cost. By narrowing focus, you transform from a commodity shopped on price into a sought-after specialist. How do you find your perfect niche? Allan Dib suggests the PVP index, personal fulfillment, value to the marketplace, and profitability. Rate each potential market segment on a 1 to 10 scale for these three categories. P. Personal fulfillment. How much do you genuinely enjoy working with these customers? V. Value to the marketplace. How much do they value and pay for what you do? P. Profitability. How profitable is the work you do for them, really? Through this exercise, a standout market almost always emerges. That's your laser focus. Once you know who you're talking to, get inside their heads. Understand them so well you can describe their problems better than they can. What keeps them awake at night? What angers them? What do they secretly desire most? The best approach is creating an avatar, a detailed profile of your ideal customer. Give them a name, age, job, family. What's their daily life like? What are their frustrations and aspirations? This isn't theoretical. This avatar becomes your guide. Every marketing piece you create, you'll create with this one person in mind. Square 2. My message to my target market. Now that you know who you're talking to, figure out what to say. Most advertising is boring. Just name, rank, and serial number. It lists company names, logos, and services. This is what Allan calls marketing by accident. You're hoping someone who needs you right now happens to see your ad. To market on purpose, you need messages that enter conversations already happening in prospects' minds. This starts with developing a unique selling proposition, or USP. Your USP simply answers one critical question: why should I buy from you rather than your nearest competitor? And quality or great service aren't good answers. Those are expectations, not differentiators. A good USP forces apples to oranges comparisons. For example, Domino's Pizza didn't promise the best pizza. They promised fresh, hot pizza, delivered in 30 minutes or less, guaranteed. That was a USP, unique, specific, addressing customer pain points, hunger, and impatience. Your message needs an irresistible offer. This goes far beyond 10% discounts. Truly irresistible offers are packed with value. They might include valuable bonuses, payment plans for affordability, scarcity elements encouraging immediate action, and most importantly, outrageous guarantees. Guarantees shouldn't be weak satisfaction guaranteed statements. They should be powerful risk reversals, making customers feel they have absolutely nothing to lose. For example, an IT company could guarantee fixing problems the first time, always speaking plain English, and returning calls within 15 minutes. If they fail on any promise, they'll credit back double the billable amount. This kind of guarantee builds massive trust. Finally, words matter. This is copywriting's art. You can't bore people into buying. You need emotional, compelling language grabbing their attention. Headlines are crucial. They're the ad for your ad. Think of classics like, "They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play." That headline tells a story, creates emotion, and makes you want to know what happens next. That's great copy's power. It pushes emotional hot buttons, like fear, love, greed, guilt, and pride. Square 3. The media I will use to reach my target market. You have your target market and message. Now you need a delivery vehicle. This is your advertising media. Anything from email marketing and social media to direct mail and radio ads. The most important rule: what gets measured gets managed. Stop guessing and start tracking. You need to know your numbers. The most important? Your customer acquisition cost. How much advertising dollars does acquiring one new customer cost? Say you spend $300 on direct mail bringing in 2 new customers. Your customer acquisition cost is $150. If profit from each customer is only $100, you have a losing campaign. But if your profit is $600, you have a winner. Once you find a working marketing channel, putting in $150 and getting $600, why would you ever limit your budget? You'd pour as much money as possible into that legal money printing press. This brings us to another critical concept: customer lifetime value. Maybe you only make $100 profit on that first sale, the front end. But that customer buys from you repeatedly over the next few years, the back end. Suddenly, a campaign looking like a front-end loser becomes a massive winner considering total lifetime value. Understanding this number is one of high-growth businesses' biggest secrets. It's also crucial not to put all eggs in one basket. Allan calls number 1 the most dangerous number in your business. Relying on only one lead source, say Google search, means Google's algorithm change could wipe out your business overnight. Smart businesses build multiple lead streams. Allan recommends at least 5 different sources. This makes your business resilient and anti-fragile. Act 2, the during phase, the lead. We now move into the second act. A prospect has seen your message and responded. They've raised their hand. They're no longer prospects. They're leads. In this phase, they've shown interest, and our goal is getting them to like you and buy from you for the very first time. Square 4, my lead capture system. This is where we shift from hunter to farmer. Hunters wake daily, needing to find and kill something to eat. Some days are good, some bad. It's constant, high-pressure battle. Farmers, however, plant seeds, nurture them, then enjoy predictable, reliable harvests. Most businesses market like hunters. Their ads scream, "Buy now!" They're trying to make sales directly from ads. But here's a crucial statistic. At any given time, only about 3% of your market is ready to buy immediately. If your advertising only focuses on that 3%, you're ignoring the other 97%. There's another 7% very open to buying, and another 30% interested, but not right now. That's a huge pool of potential customers you're missing. So instead of trying to sell from your ad, your advertising's purpose should be generating leads. You want to find interested people and capture their information so you can follow up. How? With an ethical bribe. You offer something of high value for free in exchange for their contact information. This could be a free report, DVD, checklist, or video series. For example, a wedding photographer could offer a free guide titled "The 7 Costly Mistakes to Avoid When Choosing a Photographer for Your Wedding Day." Anyone requesting that guide is identifying themselves as a high-probability prospect. By doing this, you instantly increase your addressable market from 3% to 40%. You're capturing not just immediate buyers, but also those open to buying and those interested for the future. You're planting seeds. This information, names, emails, phone numbers of interested people, goes into your database, which Allan calls your gold mine. This database, often managed with a CRM, customer relationship management system, is your marketing infrastructure's central hub. Square 5, my lead nurturing system. You've captured a lead. Now what? The money, as they say, is in the follow-up, but most salespeople are terrible at this. Statistics show half of all salespeople give up after just one contact. This is where we meet the world's greatest salesman, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, Joe Girard. Between 1963 and 1978, he sold over 13,000 cars, one at a time, from a single Chevrolet dealership. On his best day, He sold 18 cars. How? Not through slick closing techniques. His secret was simple but profound. He constantly stayed in touch with customers. Every single month, he sent personalized greeting cards to his entire customer list. January brought Happy New Year cards. February, Valentine's Day cards. Inside, the message was always the same. I like you. He did this month after month, year after year. He knew people would eventually need new cars, and when they did, he wanted to be first on their minds. By his career's end, 2/3 of his sales were from repeat customers. He had built a pipeline. This is lead nurturing's essence. It's about building relationships and providing value before asking for sales. You send regular, helpful information, newsletters, useful tips, articles. You're positioning yourself as an expert and educator, not a pushy salesperson. You're becoming a welcome guest, not a pest. One of the most powerful nurturing tools Allan describes is the shock and awe package. Imagine a prospect requests more information. Instead of just sending an email with a PDF, what if they received a physical box in the mail a day or two later? Inside is a book you wrote, a DVD, testimonials from happy clients, helpful reports, maybe even a small, thoughtful gift. This one move annihilates your competition. While competitors are being cheap and efficient, you're being memorable, remarkable, and creating a mind-blowingly amazing first impression. Square 6, my sales conversion strategy. By this point, if you've nurtured correctly, the sale should be the next logical step. Your leads are already pre-framed, pre-motivated, and pre-interested. The key to converting them into customers is trust. The problem? Most prospects have been burned before. They've been bitten by bad experiences and now think all businesses are out to get them. You're not starting at zero. You're starting in negative territory. You're guilty until proven innocent. So how do you manufacture trust? First, as discussed, you educate. Position yourself as a trusted advisor, a doctor who diagnoses problems and prescribes solutions. Second, you present yourself professionally. Your website, email address, phone system, all these small details signal whether you're a trustworthy professional or a fly-by-night operator. Third, you offer that outrageous guarantee. By taking all the risk yourself, you make it incredibly easy for customers to say yes. Pricing is also critical to your conversion strategy. Don't just copy competitors or add standard markups. Your price is a positioning tool. One powerful strategy is offering 3 options: standard, premium, and ultra-high ticket. The ultra-high ticket item does 2 things. First, a small percentage always want to buy the absolute best, and you'll capture that market. Second, it makes your other options seem much more reasonably priced by comparison. Finally, make it easy for people to buy. Many businesses have what feels like a sales prevention department. They have complicated forms, don't accept certain credit cards, or make you jump through hoops. Your job is removing every ounce of friction from the buying process. Offer payment plans. Let people try before they buy with free trials, what Allan calls the puppy dog close. Once you take the puppy home, you're never bringing it back. Act 3, the after phase, the customer. The sale has been made. For most businesses, this is where marketing stops. For truly remarkable businesses, this is where it really begins. In the after phase, you're dealing with customers who've already paid you. The goal now is getting them to trust you so deeply that they buy from you regularly and become raving fans who refer others. This is where you build your tribe. Square 7, how I deliver a world-class experience. You don't just want customers, you want a tribe of raving fans. A tribe is a group of people connected to you, to each other, and to your idea. They're your cheerleaders, actively conspiring for your success. Look at Apple. They don't have customers, they have a tribe. People line up for days to buy new products. That's not because of advertising, it's because of the world-class experience they consistently deliver. How do you create this? First, sell them what they want, but give them what they need. People might want a magic pill for weight loss, but what they need is a sustainable diet and exercise plan. Your job is packaging what they need inside what they want. More than that, you need to help them get results. A customer who buys your product but never uses it isn't a success story. They're a potential bad review waiting to happen. Your goal is guiding them all the way to their desired outcome. You also need to create a sense of theater around your product. Business, according to management thinker Peter Drucker, only has two basic functions: marketing and innovation. Even if you sell something boring, you can innovate in how you deliver it. Look at Blendtec, a company making ordinary kitchen blenders. They created a viral YouTube series called Will It Blend, where they blend everything from iPhones to golf balls. It's pure theater, and it turned a boring product into an internet sensation. The secret to delivering this kind of experience consistently is systems. A business without systems relies on individuals, heroic efforts. It's not scalable, and it's not sellable. A business with systems can be run by ordinary people and still produce extraordinary results. Think of McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar global empire run by teenagers, all because they have systems for everything, down to the exact number of pickles on a Big Mac. Your job as an entrepreneur is creating systems for your business's four key areas: marketing, sales, fulfillment, and administration. Document your processes. Create checklists. The ultimate goal is building a business that can run without you. Ask yourself, if you went away for 6 months, would your business be in better or worse shape when you returned? If the answer is worse, or you wouldn't have a business left, then you don't own a business. You own a job. And it's a job that's become a self-made prison. Systems are the key to your freedom. Square 8. How I increase customer lifetime value. This is where you find your acres of diamonds. There's an old story about a farmer who sold his land to search the world for diamonds, only to die poor and alone. Meanwhile, the man who bought his farm discovered the world's most magnificent diamond mine right there in the backyard. The moral is simple. Your greatest treasure is often right under your feet. For a business, that treasure is your existing customer base. It's infinitely easier and more profitable to sell more to existing customers than to find new ones. Allan outlines 5 major ways to do this. 1. Raise prices. Most businesses are afraid to do this, but your customers are far less price sensitive than you think, especially if you're delivering great experiences. 2. Upselling. This is the "would you like fries with that" strategy. When someone's already in a buying state of mind, it's the perfect time to offer complimentary, high-margin add-ons. 3. Ascension. Create a clear path for customers to move up to your higher-priced, higher-value products and services. 4. Frequency. Find ways to get customers to buy more often. This could be through reminders, loyalty programs, or turning your product into a subscription service, like Dollar Shave Club did with razor blades. 5. Reactivation. Reach out to past customers who haven't bought from you in a while with a special "we miss you" offer to win them back. It's also critical to understand that not all revenue is good revenue. You have to avoid what Allan calls polluted revenue. He divides customers into 4 types. The tribe, your raving fans. This is healthy revenue. The churners, customers who can't really afford you and will leave quickly. The vampires, customers who can afford you but you can't afford them. They suck up disproportionate amounts of your time and resources. The snow leopards, your biggest, most wonderful customers. They're beautiful, but so rare, they're almost impossible to replicate, making them a poor growth strategy. Your goal is growing your tribe and, as difficult as it may sound, firing your problem customers. The 20% of customers causing 80% of your headaches aren't only unprofitable, they're also taking your attention away from loyal tribe members who deserve it. Square 9. How I orchestrate and stimulate referrals. The final square brings us full circle. The best kind of new prospect is one who comes via referral from a happy customer. But you can't just hope for this to happen. You have to actively orchestrate and stimulate it. Many business owners are afraid to ask for referrals because they don't want to seem needy. But you're not asking for a favor. You're creating an opportunity for your happy customer to look good by helping out a friend. So you ask, but strategically. You might say something like, "Mr. Customer, I'm so glad you're happy with our work. We get most of our new business from wonderful clients like you. Here are a couple of gift cards, each worth $100 off, that you can give to anyone you know who might also benefit from what we do." You're not asking for a handout. You're giving them a gift to share. Another powerful strategy is creating joint ventures with non-competing businesses serving the same target market. Who has your customer right before you do? If you're a pet food retailer, it's the veterinarian. You could create an arrangement where the vet gives every new client a $50 gift card to your store. The vet looks like a hero, the customer gets an unexpected gift, and you get a new, highly qualified customer for the cost of the voucher. It's a win-win-win. Ultimately, all of this, delivering world-class experiences and orchestrating referrals, is what truly builds your brand. A brand isn't a logo or slogan. A brand, in its simplest form, is your business's personality. And that personality is forged not in fancy ad campaigns, but in thousands of small, positive interactions you have with customers. You build your brand one happy customer, one world-class experience, and one enthusiastic referral at a time. And that's how you go from being just another business to becoming the only choice. As we step back and look at the entire landscape Allan Dib has painted for us, what really stands out is a powerful, liberating sense of clarity. So much of the business world feels complex, intimidating, and shrouded in mystery. We're told to follow our passion, but we're not given a map for turning that passion into something that can actually support us. We see giant corporations with flashy Super Bowl ads and assume that's what marketing is supposed to be, a game only the rich can play. What the one-page marketing plan does is pull back the curtain. It takes this huge, scary monster called marketing and breaks it down into 9 simple, logical steps. It's a system, and the beauty of a system is that it's repeatable, predictable, something you can control. It transforms marketing from an art form only a few creative geniuses can master into a science that anyone with discipline and willingness to learn can apply. The most profound lesson in this book, I believe, is the fundamental mindset shift it demands. It asks you to stop thinking of yourself as a baker, writer, or mechanic who just happens to own a business. It asks you to start thinking of yourself as a marketer who owns a bakery, writing business, or garage. This isn't just a title change, it's an identity change. It's recognizing that the best product in the world is useless if no one knows about it, trusts it, or understands why they should choose it. The best marketer will always beat the best product. And this isn't a cynical view, it's deeply ethical. Because at its heart, the kind of marketing this book teaches isn't about manipulation or hype. It's about empathy. It's about deeply understanding specific groups of people's problems and pains, then genuinely trying to solve them. It's about educating before selling, giving value before asking for anything in return, and building relationships based on trust. It reframes selling not as conquest, but as an act of service. For someone your age, on the cusp of building your own future, this is an incredibly powerful set of tools. You may not be starting a business tomorrow, but these principles apply to almost everything. Want to convince your parents to let you go on that trip? You need a target market them, a message why it's a safe and valuable experience, and a medium, a well-thought-out conversation, not a last-minute plea. Want to get that internship or first job? You need to understand the company's pain points, craft a message, your resume, and interview that positions you as the solution, and follow up with a nurturing system, a thank you note. So what can you do with this today? Here are a couple of simple actions you can take right now to start building this marketing muscle. First, create an avatar. Think of a problem you'd love to solve one day. Maybe it's helping teenagers feel more confident, or making it easier for people to learn a new language. Now create an avatar for the person you want to help. Give them a name. How old are they? What do they worry about when they can't sleep? What does a typical day look like for them? The act of stepping into someone else's shoes is the beginning of all great marketing. Second, craft your elevator pitch. The next time someone asks you, "What are you passionate about?" or "What do you want to do after school?" don't just give them a one-word answer. Use this formula. You know how problem? Well, what I'm interested in is solution. In fact, proof or personal story. This simple framework will force you to think with clarity and communicate with impact. This book is more than just a plan for marketing. It's a plan for building something of value. It's a guide to creating a system that brings you not only financial success, but also the freedom to live life on your own terms. It teaches you that the path to success isn't about having one brilliant original idea. It's about modeling what works, testing, measuring, and relentlessly improving. It's about showing up day after day and doing the work that matters. It's about building a business that can not only thrive, but thrive without you. And that is the ultimate freedom. That was a summary of the one-page marketing plan by Allan Dib. We've certainly touched on the major themes and the structure of his brilliant system today. But I'll be honest with you. A conversation like this can only ever be a signpost. The real journey happens when you walk the path yourself. The true value is in the details, the specific examples, and the way Allan's voice guides you through each step. This summary is here to help you decide if this is a journey you want to take. If anything we've talked about today has sparked a curiosity in you, if it has made you think differently about what it means to build something, then I encourage you to pick up a copy. Reading it isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about gaining a clarity and confidence that can genuinely shape your future. The link to the book is in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable and it gave you a new perspective, please do me a small favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That way, you won't miss our next exploration into another of the foundational books that have shaped the minds of the world's most successful people. Let's keep learning and growing together.